Have you ever locked eyes with an animal and felt your world tilt? Picture this: a lion, golden and massive, sitting calmly outside a suburban home, staring at a woman like it knows her secrets. Sounds unreal, right? But for Sarah Thompson, this was no dream. It was the start of a journey that would unravel her past and rewrite her future. This isn't just a story, it's a dive into Conexo, Lealdade, and a legacy spanning generations. You're about to step into a tale where nature speaks, memories whisper, and destino roars. Can you imagine a wild beast at your door, refusing to leave? What would you do? Sarah's about to find out, and trust me, what happens next will leave you speechless. So, settle in, let the world fade, and let's walk into a story that feels like a hug from the universe. Ready? Here's where it begins. The morning sun spilled over Sarah Thompson's quiet street, painting her brick house in golden hues. She was sipping coffee, its bitter steam curling under her nose, when she froze. There, beyond her yard, sat a lion. A lion. Its mane rippled like a wheat field, amber eyes locked on hers with eerie calm. Sarah's heart thumped. Wild animals didn't stroll into suburbs. Yet this one wasn't charging, it just waited. Can you picture that? A king of the savannah lounging like it's got an appointment? She peeked through the blinds, expecting it to vanish, but those eyes held her. What was it doing here? By noon, the neighborhood buzzed, kids hustled indoors, phones flashing blurry photos. Sarah couldn't look away. The lion hadn't moved, its paws pressed into dew-soaked grass, leaving prints like dinner plates. The air carried an earthy musk, wild as a distant storm. She called animal control, but the line was busy. Part of her was terrified. Lions weren't pets, but another part felt drawn. Absurd, right? To think a beast came for her. Yet its gaze stirred something, like a half-forgotten song. The lion's tail flicked, and Sarah's breath caught. Was it waiting for her move? Dusk settled, streetlights humming, casting shadows across the lion's fur. Sarah stood at her window, clutching her cold mug. It hadn't eaten or growled, just watched with human-like patience. Neighbors urged her to stay inside, but her mind raced. Why wasn't it leaving? Why did it feel like a message from the universe? If an animal's ever looked into your soul, you know that pull. Sarah didn't know it yet, but this lion was about to open a door to her past. And when it did, everything would change. But why did those amber eyes feel so hauntingly familiar? Night wrapped Sarah's house in an inky hush, broken by rustling leaves. She hadn't slept, not with that lion out there, its silhouette etched against the moonlit grass. Those eyes, golden, unblinking, haunted her. She'd seen them before, hadn't she? Not in a zoo, but somewhere deeper, stitched into her bones. The air felt charged, heavy with damp earth after an evening rain. You ever get that feeling the universe is nudging you towards something big? Sarah paced, her bare feet cold on hardwood, wrestling a pull she couldn't name. Why did this beast feel like an old friend? By morning, the lion hadn't budged, sprawled under her maple, tail swishing like a metronome. Sarah cracked her door, heart pounding, catching a whiff of its musky warmth, like sun-baked plains she'd never walked. She should have been scared, right? But those eyes held no threat, only knowing. It saw her, not just Sarah the accountant, but the girl who dreamed of adventure. If you love heart-tugging tales, hit that like and subscribe. Sarah's hands shook, tempted to call for help, but a memory flickered: hot sun, tall grass, a buried moment. Could it be tied to this creature? She sank onto her porch steps, the rough wood grounding her as the lion lifted its head. It didn't approach, just watched, its breath a low rumble humming through her chest. Sarah's mind sifted her past, summers with her grandparents, far-off stories, a sense of protection. Was this lion a coincidence, or something more? Like a thread tugging her soul, the Conexo grew, whispering of memories she hadn't touched. Imagine a wild animal knowing you. Sarah had no answers, but one thing was clear: this lion wasn't here by chance. And soon, she'd face what it wanted her to remember. But what memory was clawing its way to the surface? The third day dawned restless, clouds holding their breath. Sarah stood at her door, the metal knob biting her palm, pulse racing like a drum. The lion was there, its fur catching dawn's light, eyes pleading quietly. She'd wrestled that familiarity all night, and now, boldness stirred. You know when fear and courage collide, and you just act? Sarah breathed deep, the air sharp with dew, and pushed the door open. The lion's ears twitched, but it stayed still. Was she crazy to trust this creature? She stepped onto the porch, slippers scuffing worn boards. The lion rose, its shadow heavy yet warm. Sarah froze, but then, you won't believe this, it padded closer, brushing her hand, gentle as a house cat. Its fur was coarse, warm, like an earthen blanket. A nervous laugh escaped her. Who'd think a lion could feel like home? If this story's tugging your heart, drop a like and subscribe. Then, grief and joy hit, ancient emotions. Her knees wobbled as memories flashed, a child's laughter, a gravelly voice, protection. The lion's rumble coaxed them free. What was it showing her? Sarah sank to the steps, the lion settling beside her, its warmth seeping in. She closed her eyes, and there, her grandfather's face, his tales of a lion guarding their land. The memory stung, so vivid. Her hand rested on its mane, like touching the past. Ever felt a moment rewrite who you are? This wasn't just a lion, it was a bridge to something lost, something she was meant to reclaim. The morning's hush felt sacred. But one question burned: what had her grandfather left that this lion needed her to find? And what forgotten promise was this lion here to unearth? The morning light softened, Sarah's porch dissolving as her mind plunged into a sharp memory. She was 22, lost in an African savanna, the air thick with baked earth's dust. Her safari group was gone, leaving her with a dying phone and panic clawing her chest. The sun scorched her skin, fear swallowing her. Ever been so lost the world feels like it's eating you? Then, through tall grass, she saw it, this lion, with the same amber eyes. Its gaze wasn't menace but a promise, like a guide sent by the universe. She followed, boots crunching twigs, and made it to camp. Why had she buried that moment? Back on the porch, the lion's breathing anchored her, its warmth like a hearth against the chill. The memory played, that lion hadn't just saved her, it lingered at camp's edge, saying, "You're not alone." She'd felt protected, not just from the wild but from her own smallness. Imagine a beast choosing you. Sarah's throat tightened, stroking its mane, its purr like a distant storm. If this story's stirring you, hit that like and subscribe. Questions swirled. How could this be the same lion? Was nature weaving a thread across years? The memory was a key, but to what lock? Sarah opened her eyes, her street snapping back. The lion nudged her, its nose cool and damp, urging her to dig deeper. That safari wasn't a fluke, it was her story, tied to her grandfather's tales of a family bound to the wild. The wind whistled through trees, like a call from the past. She'd locked that memory away, too wild to be real, but now it roared back. Ever have a moment teach you something new? This lion was no stranger, it was a guardian, reminding her of a promise. But what did it want her to do next? And how was this lion tied to her grandparents' summers? Sarah's porch felt like a time machine, the lion pulling her to summers long gone. She was 8, racing through her grandparents' farm, the air sweet with ripe peaches. Her grandfather's gravelly voice spun tales of a rescued lion, so loyal it patrolled their land like a knight. The memory hit hard, vivid as the creak of the porch swing where she'd listened. Ever have a childhood moment steal your breath? Sarah's fingers traced the lion's mane, its warmth grounding her. This could be that lion. Impossible, yet the universe whispered, why not? The lion shifted, its head near her knee, and Sarah's heart ached with comfort. She saw her grandmother's calloused hands feeding that lion under the table, calling it family. The farm was a sanctuary, where nature and love blurred. Hayloft dust tickled her nose, a ghost of those days. Can you imagine a beast as kin? If this story's warming you, smash that like and subscribe. Loss hit, her grandparents gone, the farm sold. Sarah had locked those memories away, too painful. Yet this lion brought them back, a gift. How had it found her? She leaned against the porch rail, its splintery bite anchoring her. The lion's eyes met hers, urging her to see the bigger picture. Her grandfather said their family was tied to the land, something sacred. That lion wasn't a pet, it was a protector, a symbol of legacy. Sarah's chest tightened. Had she turned her back? The breeze hummed, like the earth singing. Ever feel your past calling you to step up? This lion wasn't haunting her, it was reminding her who she was. Somewhere in those summers, a clue waited. But what secret from those summers was waiting to be uncovered? The midday sun cast dappled shadows as the lion rose, padding to an ancient oak, its roots sprawling like old stories. Sarah followed, sneakers sinking into loamy soil, the air sharp with crushed grass. Those amber eyes urged her on, her pulse quickening. Ever feel led to something meant for you? The lion pawed the earth, and Sarah's breath caught. Was this why it came? She knelt, cool dirt dusting her knees, and dug, expecting roots. But her fingers brushed something solid. The lion sat, tail curling like a question mark, as Sarah unearthed a carved wooden box. She lifted it, a faint clink echoing like a heartbeat. It smelled of time, musty, like old books. Ever hold something heavier than it should be? If this story's got you, hit that like and subscribe. Sarah's hands shook, opening it to find a silver metal how, etched with a lion's head and lealdade. A note in her grandfather's scrawl read, "For the protector of our heritage." Her eyes stung. Her grandparents left this, and the lion brought her to it. Why now? She clutched the metal how, its cool weight grounding her as the lion nudged her, its breath warm. The oak's leaves rustled, like ancestral whispers, and Sarah felt a shift. This wasn't a trinket, it was a call to responsibility, tied to the land and its guardians. The lion's gaze passed a torch. Ever realize your life's led to one moment? Sarah's heart pounded. She was meant to carry this legacy, but its weight scared her. The earth hummed with purpose. Whatever this metal how meant, it was just the start. But what duty was this lion asking her to embrace? The afternoon sun dipped, painting the oak's branches fiery as Sarah clutched the metal how, its lion gleaming like a star. The lion stood, a steady hum like the earth's pulse. She traced lealdade, her grandfather's note echoing, "For the protector of our heritage." This was a vow. Ever feel your life's led to one choice? The air was crisp, scented with pine. Sarah wasn't just Sarah now, but a link in a chain across generations. The lion's eyes urged her, saying, "This is your destino." She rose, grass brushing her ankles like a nudge, and faced the lion. Its mane rippled, and she saw her grandfather, his strength, his love for the land. He protected their sanctuary for nature, for creatures like this lion. Sarah's throat burned with purpose. Can you imagine guarding something bigger than you? If this story's sparking you, hit that like and subscribe. She slipped the metal how on, its weight a promise. The lion's rumble was approval, sealing a pact. Her fear vanished, replaced by fire to honor her ancestors' responsibility. Sarah looked at her yard, alive with meaning. The oak stood taller, its roots a map of her heritage, whispering of duties undone. The lion nudged her, its rough tongue grazing her skin. This was about protecting the bond between people, land, creatures, a legacy of care. Ever realize you're part of something eternal? The world felt vast yet intimate, like she and the lion were woven into nature's tapestry. Sarah's heart swelled, but one question lingered: how to carry this forward? The lion turned, ready to lead, and she felt a journey beginning. But where was this lion guiding her next? Twilight draped Sarah's backyard in purple, the oak a sentinel of her past. The lion led her past the tree, its paws silent on cool grass, stopping where suburbia met wild woods. Sarah's metal how pulsed, warm as a vow, its lion glinting under stars. The air shimmered with coming rain, and she felt it, her anka, alive in her bones. Ever stand at the edge of something new and know it's meant for you? The lion's eyes glowed with trust, passing her the reins. This was her moment to claim her legacy. Sarah knelt, hands brushing damp earth, and the lion pressed its forehead to hers, its breath a warm gust. In that touch, she saw it all: her grandparents' farm, the savannah's heart, the Conexo tying her to every creature and root. She wasn't just protecting land, she was honoring a bond between nature and family. The woods whispered, leaves rustling like ancestors cheering. Can you feel that calling? If this story's moved you, smash that like and subscribe. Sarah stood, fear gone, strength rising. The lion stepped back, mane catching moonlight, and she knew it wouldn't stay. Its work was done, hers was beginning. As the lion vanished into the woods, Sarah clutched the metal how, its weight a map to her futuro. She'd start small, reclaiming the land, maybe, or teaching others to cherish the wild. The stars felt like eyes, watching her first steps as a guardian. Ever realize small choices echo forever? The night wrapped her in a hush, and Sarah smiled, ready to weave her chapter into her family's saga. Somewhere, her grandparents nodded, proud. The lion had changed everything, and now, it was her turn to carry the roar. And what would Sarah's first step as a guardian unleash? As stars blinked above Sarah's street, her story settled like a warm ember. A lion, wild and wise, crossed continents to wake her soul, showing us that sometimes, our greatest teachers have 4 paws and a roar. From a mysterious visitor to a guardian of Haranka, Sarah's journey proved Conexo runs deeper than we know, through nature, family, time. You feel that, don't you? The way one creature can shift your destino? The metal how wasn't just a trinket, it was a promise to protect, honor, carry love forward. And that's the magic, it's not just Sarah's story. It's ours, too. What's the lion in your life? That nudge. That guide, leading you to who you're meant to be? Sarah's tale urges us to listen, to embrace our responsibility to the world. The earth hums with stories, waiting to be heard. If this warmed your heart, hit that like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And we want to hear, has an animal changed your life? Share in the comments, let's keep this Conexo alive. Sarah's just begun, and if you love this, the next video YouTube suggests will tug your heartstrings more, don't miss it. Let's chase the wild, beautiful threads that tie us together.